Hey, what's going on, world? Thank you for tuning in to Impressive Divinity 888. You already know I'm here to bring you your guided motivational message that's going to get you through the day. All right. So, with that being said, I want to thank you all for your likes, your shares, subscribes, as well as those positive vibes. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. All right. But before we hop into your reading, if you can't tell, yes, to switch things up a bit, just type of person that I am. So let me know if you like to switch up. I don't know. I just like to change things up. But I don't know. I feel inclined to say that, every single reader is different. All right. So everybody's going to chime in about different things. All right. Let's just start there. All right. Sometimes you may get a message where, it's letting you know about a karmic situation. Sometimes you might get a message where it's letting you know about, certain things you keep throwing on that back burner, and I know I get it. Sometimes you don't want to hear the message, but sometimes it's definitely very important for you to hear the things that you need to hear, not necessarily what you want to hear. I can't tell you guys how many times me myself, I was sitting here and I've been on YouTube, and I've seen things that were very similar to a situation that I could be facing or a person, that I could have been dealing with or something like that, and I go and I click on it and then it puts me into this mindset and then I'm here and then I'm not really focusing on the things I need to focus on. You get what I'm saying? So I think, that's a very important message for somebody, is to be very vigilant when it comes to what you're listening to and the timing that you're listening to it. All right. Because each and every reader, like I said, everybody has their own styles. Like there's sometimes I've done readings and I haven't used not one tarot card, but yet I had the same exact reading that somebody that does use tarot cards had. I mean, literally the same exact message, you know? So it's like, I guess what I'm trying to say is to try not to judge a book by its cover. All right. Don't sit here and look at a reader and say, oh, they don't know what they're talking about, or oh, they're not enthusiastic enough, or oh, they don't have enough tarot cards, or you know what I mean? Sometimes it's how can I say it? Sometimes things aren't as they appear to be. All right. And you don't know what people are doing behind the scenes. I'll just say that. You know, and I'm not telling you, oh, go ahead and pick and choose your readers. No, I just want you to be vigilant about um the reasons why you do chime into certain readers. You get what I mean? Like sometimes I can sit here and I can get a reading that does sit here and say, oh, this person's doing that or that person's doing this. Or, and then sometimes I don't know, I vibe in with people that just have certain things that they have to work on. And that's another thing to keep in mind is that each and every reading isn't always intended for you. You know what I mean? Sometimes some people hear certain readings exactly when they need to hear them. Because sometimes people are just going through things at different times. So that's something to keep in mind too. That's a lot of cars that flew out, but um yeah, that's something to keep in mind too. All right. But enough of that. Let's go and jump into your reading. I don't know why I felt so inclined to let you guys know that. All right. But let's jump in. Let's see what you got going on here and let's see what you need to focus on. All right. So for your words, you got jump in, you got expand, you got check in, you got reassess, and you also have the word miracles. All right. So we know you're jumping into something. It could be something that is expanding. Below jump in, you got place of remnants, nostalgia, memories, sentimental, childhood reflection. So maybe you're being asked to jump in when it comes to some type of childhood reflection. Maybe it's asking you to jump in when it comes to some type of remnants. I think it has a lot to do with um, jumping into some type of childhood reflection. Maybe there is some type of childhood trauma that you didn't get over yet, or something that needs to be treated in order for you to expand. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Sometimes we could think that there's other people stopping us, but sometimes it could just be us that are actually stopping us. And I think that could possibly be what's going on here today. All right. But for expand, below that came hospital. All right. So yeah, I do think it has to do with some type of treatment in order for you to expand. And treatments come in different ways. You know what I mean? But in this case, I think that your treatment could have something to do with being mentor, being guided, being taught something new, you know, even going to go see a therapist. I'm just saying, because you got check in. There's nothing wrong with therapists. Everybody feels how they feel, but there's nothing wrong with the therapist. All right. Then you have check in, which is birthplace of dreams, which is your goals. Maybe you're being asked to check in with your beliefs or to even be checking in with your goals. All right. Let's just say your goal is to have a business of some sort or to be a business owner of some sort. All right. So maybe you're being asked to check in with your business. Maybe you haven't been, keeping tabs on certain things that you should have been keeping tabs on, and maybe you're being asked to reassess whatever that is. All right. So with reassess, you got jail that came out, incarceration, prison, justice, and punishment. All right. So I think you're being asked to reassess how you what you're sacrificing. Yeah, I think this one has to do with sacrificing. I think that maybe there's something that you should be sacrificing in order to receive this justice, or maybe something that you're sacrificing or something that you're not sacrificing has you in a mental prison. So maybe there is something that needs to be sacrificed. Maybe that's why you're being asked to reassess with whatever you got going on. All right. And then for miracles, you got Bard, keeper of epic tales, ballads, as well as legends. Below that, you got living room. All right. So maybe it's being comfortable in um embodying this legend. Maybe I am talking to a legend of some sort. Maybe you are a legend in the making because you got legend underneath miracles. So maybe you're shocking yourself, you know what I mean? Because you are this legend that you didn't think you could be. Bottom of this deck was create, and bottom of this deck was lighthouse. All right. So you are a symbol of hope when it comes to other people. Maybe other people look up to you and they're like, I want to be like them when I grow up. You know what I mean? And I just think it's because you're following, you got father on the bottom of the deck, ancestral passage. I just think it's because you're following your guides. You could be being guided in a certain way, and sometimes it's definitely easy to, I don't want to say get off track, but sometimes it's most definitely easy to not really be inclined with what you love to do. All right. So let's go back to the beginning. You got jump in, you had nostalgia, memory, sentimental childhood, as well as reflection, and then you got careerist. All right. Dreamer of grand schemes, vision, cunning, machination, as well as aspiration. So yeah, I do feel like you're being asked to jump in when it comes to pursuing your dreams in some type of way. But maybe in order for you to pursue those dreams, maybe there's a few things that you have to learn. Maybe there's a few things that have to be treated. I think it does have a lot to do with childhood trauma. And that just pretty much means maybe things that you didn't get over when you were a child. Let's say you were a child that had low self esteem, or you were a child that had anger issues, or you were a child that had behavioral issues. If you start to see those reflections today, you know what I mean, as of right now, then it's like those could possibly be things that you did not get over yet. All right. You got temperance, you got the empress, and you also got the four of swords. All right. So I feel like you're balancing your dreams, or you're balancing your path. Or maybe that's what you're being asked to do. Maybe right now you're putting so much work into something else, but you're not necessarily putting the work or nurturing whatever your goal is. And sometimes I'm just saying that's easier said than done, only because, sometimes you can, let's just say you work a few jobs, four of pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Let's just say you work a few jobs. So you have to do what you have to do to make your money. All right. But at the same time, you're not giving yourself enough time to be able to go after your dreams or after your goals. Maybe that's why you're being pushed to meet some type of educator or some type of, um, I don't want to say guru. You had, what is this? King of Swords that almost flipped in reverse on the bottom of this deck. All right, but maybe you're being asked to meet with somebody that has been there, done that. All right, or maybe somebody that is is strong in their decisions, or assertive. That's the word I was looking for. All right. For expand, you got strength, and you also got the Queen of Swords. So yeah, it's definitely going to take strength. All right, and maybe that's why this mentor, this guide, this teacher, somebody's going to help you expand. All right, they're going to help you build your strength. And at the same time, I feel like they're going to help you be able to analyze certain situations or be perceptive when it comes to situations. I just think you're going to be able to analyze your future even more. Maybe right now you have a certain goal in mind, but you don't have a blueprint. You don't have anything written out. It's not organized. It's just a thought. Maybe that's why you're not getting where you want to go. You get what I'm saying? Because you're being asked to jump into when it comes to your career, your dreams. All right, but if you're not trying to expand in certain ways, or you're not trying to um be perceptive or analyze the situation, or you know what I mean, just and because that's what I think it is. I think it's analyzing the situation and seeing that maybe there are some areas in your life that you could use a little bit of help in. If you're not seeing that, then I think maybe that's why you got this educator card here. It could be a Queen of Swords. Maybe this Queen of Swords is going to help you see things from a different light. I'm actually move these over here, but maybe this Queen of Swords could help you see things from a different light. And that's just as important. We got to knock the whole deck over. All right. But let's go ahead and get something here with check in. All right. You got the hermit. Is the hermit? Yeah, you got the hermit card with check in. So this could mean, just being by yourself, going into solitude mode, or, just really maybe taking a break from something. But in this case, I don't know. I don't get the vibes that you've been working towards whatever. I'm going to say this business because I know it's a goal or a dream, but I don't think you've really been working towards it. I think you think that you've been working towards it, or, you feel as if, well, I've put a couple minutes, or I did an hour, or I did this, or I did that, that's working towards it, but that's really not. You know what I mean? Because I don't think you're necessarily seeing things for what they are. And maybe that's why you get this hermit card, because maybe it's time for you to see things clearly. All right. It could be another thing. Maybe you've been so focused on the materialistic aspect of things that, you kind of forgot why you're doing certain things. So that's why you're being asked to check in too. But I do think, maybe you going into solitude, or you just being by yourself, or, just even taking that time out for yourself every day. I think that is very helpful too. All right. Because I'm here with reassess. All right. You're going to reassess them finances. You got the Eight of Pentacles. They came out here with reassess. So, yeah, I do think you're reassessing, um, I don't know, maybe the way that you work, how you work. Because we also had said it was something that has to do with sacrificing and justice and punishments. Maybe you're reassessing a situation, or maybe you're reassessing the way that you work. Maybe it's sacrificing something that you do on the side in order to get closer to your dreams, or for you to be able to, um I don't want to say line things up, but for things to work out for you. But there's something that I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. It could be something that has to do with you just being in a mental prison, or you mentally imprisoning yourself. All right. And I think it's for you to understand that there's some type of action, or you have to sacrifice something in order for something to change. Now, only you know what that sacrifice is, and only you know the reason that you're in this mental prison. All right. And if you don't, then I think that's why you're being asked to reassess. Really sit down with yourself and ask yourself certain questions. You know, what do I like? What don't I like? Why am I here? Why am I not there? What can I do to get there? What can I do to get from here? You get what I mean? Like, it's really, and I seen that was a devil on the bottom of the deck. But what can you do? Maybe it's leaving certain people. Certain people, situations are toxic. I'm gonna just say it. I'm gonna say it because I seen that devil card. But there could be certain things that are just really toxic for you, and they're not helping you. So maybe that's what you're being asked to sacrifice. And maybe once you sacrifice that, I think, that's when you're going to become more stable. Your thoughts are going to become more stable. Because maybe your thoughts are all over the place, and that's why you kind of feel like you're like mentally imprisoned. You know? So I think when you align those thoughts correctly, I think that's when you're going to learn to balance things out. Let me see your temperance card on here somewhere. So I do think it has a lot to do with you just, balancing your emotions in full. That was a world card that just came out, but I do think it has a lot to do with you balancing, the way that you feel, the way that you come at things, you know? But I don't know. I think you're eventually going to get into this energy where you're comfortable with whatever you got going on. All right. Because you're going to get to a point where you're like, how can I say it? So it's almost like right now you're like battling with yourself, just saying, because you got sacrifice and then you got justice and punishment. So it's almost like you're punishing yourself for not completing something, but at the same time, if you're not putting in any time to complete that something, how can that something really get done? You get what I mean? So I do think that it's all about knowing yourself, understanding yourself, and at the same time going after what you truly want to go after, but putting time to the side to do it. Include that in your day of responsibilities. All right, I gotta go to work. After I get off work, I gotta do this, gotta take the kids here, gotta cook dinner. After that, for 2 hours, I'm gonna focus on my business. You get what I mean? Like, it's really utilizing your time properly. Bottom of the deck here, you got the Queen of Wands. All right. So just you doing what you do could inspire other people, or just you doing what you're doing, and get the vibes that maybe you're extremely passionate about it. But once again, you're not putting the time in that needs to put in order for you to expand, you know? And then also looking at it, I don't know, maybe you are somebody that you could be a teacher. Maybe that's your career. Maybe your career is to mentor people, to teach people, to help people. Like on here, I sit here and I do these motivational readings. I could be sitting here telling you about things you never knew about yourself, or things that you knew but you never you how can I say it? Things that you knew but you never really put the work in to get done. You know what I mean? I could be doing that too. But at the same time, I didn't even have my music going on in the background. Just realized it. But at the same time, I think it's a mixture of you understanding and you believing and you knowing that. But I think the only way that's going to happen is if you check in with yourself. Really ask yourself certain questions. Like your message for check in was, um, when you think about whatever it is that you're pondering, take a moment to check in with how you feel about it. Do you feel lighter or heavier, excited or filled with dread? Pay attention to your inner guidance. It's always so helpful. All right. So do pay attention to how you feel about certain situations. I'm actually just hold this up with the Hermit card because I feel like you are being asked to check in with yourself. All right. You're going to get to where you're going to get to, but at the same time, you don't want to be out here taking shortcuts neither. You know what I mean? You're going to get to your dream. You're going to be able to pursue your goals, pursue your dreams, but at the same time, you don't want to be somebody that's out here taking shortcuts. You know? Bottom of the deck there, you got the Two of Wands. All right? So it's like you're balancing something, but at the same time, I think you have what it takes to turn your visions into a reality, But at the same time, I also think there are some things that that you have to sacrifice or that you have to put to the side so you can get to that Ten of Pentacles. And that's exactly what it is. Whatever your dreams are going to carry you into this Ten of Pentacles, whatever they are. All right. And that's when you're going to feel such a difference about yourself. You may even be more happy. Maybe right now you're uptight. You know what I mean? And I don't know, you feel as if life is just life but once again, maybe you have some type of gift or some type of business that could take you into the Ten of Pentacles. All right. You got the King of Wands that came out here next. All right. You're going to master whatever this is. I think that you're going to take the initiative. And maybe, like I said, that's either taking initiative to teach other people, or you're going to take the initiative to want to learn from somebody else so that you can grow. Because clearly, maybe you see something, you know, maybe you see something that's different, or maybe you see something that's not changing, or maybe you see something that is currently, you got the Five of Cups and the Two of Swords, something that's holding you back, or somebody or something that's confusing you as well. So I don't know, like I said, maybe sitting with yourself in solitude or sitting by yourself, just asking yourself, certain questions. I think that that's helpful too. All right. But at the same time, it's like things are going to go your way when you put in the work for them to go your way. But I think you're being asked to check in because maybe you have been self sabotaging yourself. Maybe you've been self sabotaging your business. Maybe you've been self sabotaging something because you're confused, or because you're blinded to the fact that not everything is meant for everyone. Meaning, just because you're coming up with some type of idea of some sort, some new business or some new venture, doesn't mean you have to put it on social media. It doesn't mean you have to tell every single person in your friends group. You get what I mean? Because sometimes, once again, people are not always here to see the best for you, when they don't want what's best for you, especially if they don't have it. All right. So that is a very important message to keep in mind. All right. But at the same time, once you check in with yourself, I think that you're going to have some type of decision that you're going to make. And I think it has a lot to do with you. Ace of Swords here on the bottom. I think it's going to have a lot to do with you releasing certain people out of your energy. It's going to have a lot to do with you, just really using your strength, your mental strength, not even just physical strength. It's your mental strength. All right. But let's get some here with this Eight of Pentacles. I think there's something that you got to sacrifice. And I think whatever it is, I think you know what it is that you have to sacrifice. All right, you got the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I think it is, exactly what you have to sacrifice, or whatever decision that you have to make, or whatever. It could even be a person, a partnership. Let's say you're, you know what I mean, you're teamed up with somebody, or you work with somebody, and maybe this person's holding you back. Maybe you're 10 steps ahead of them. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I also think that you are going to reassess and you're going to learn to adapt with whatever's going on around you. So let's just say that you do sacrifice something. You know what I mean? It feels like, oh, it could be the end of the world. But in actuality, you're going to learn to go with the flow. You're going to learn to deal with whatever comes your way. All right. So let's just say, for example, you sacrifice You don't go out on, let's say you used to go out to the bars on Saturdays. You're like, you know what? I'm not really getting anything out of going to these bars on Saturdays. I'm gonna just stop the time that I'll go to the bar. I'm actually gonna put that into my business. And I think once you begin to look at life like that, or once you begin to see things like that, I think that you're going to learn to move differently. Why? Because you're learning to adapt to change. All right. And that has a lot to do with it. So maybe that's why you're being asked to reassess, because something about your life, something about your something has to be sacrificed, or something has to be changed in some type of way in order for you to receive this miracle that's coming your way, clearly. I mean, you got miracles, you got legend, and then you got the world card. I'm just saying. Then the chariot just flipped out here. Come on, boss baby. Come on. I'm just saying. Things are moving for you. All right. And I think that you are about to take control of your life. Maybe you feel as if somebody else had some type of control over your life in some type of sense, But I think that things, once you get a hold of what's holding you back, or once you get a hold of sacrificing whatever this is, or whatever the case is, I think once you get your hands on it, you are going to be unstoppable. All right, because you're balancing things. All right, your world card is all about you completed some type of cycle, or this is just a new cycle beginning. All right, so when this new cycle begins, you are off. You are gone. Let's hold these two cards up. Bottom of the deck, Page of Swords down there. You are gone like the wind, baby. I'm just saying, you are about to be gone like the wind. All right, because you're going to be proud of the work that you put in. You're going to look back and be like, dang, I sacrificed this, I sacrificed that, I let this person go, chose not to do this, and look where I'm at now. You get my drift here? So, yes, that's the type of energy that you want to have here. All right, what was the bottom of this deck? Did we see it? Yeah, did we see it? We seen the Queen of Wands. All right, so I do feel like this is your passage, this is your journey, this is what you're supposed to be doing. All right, and I don't know, maybe there's some type of lessons that you had to encounter, people that you had to encounter, situations that you had to encounter to realize that, hey, this is not where I want to go, this is not where I want to be. I'm a very creative person. I didn't even see that on the bottom of the deck. All right, I'm a very creative person, and I'm better than this. And I don't know, I think that you're going to do it. Maybe, like I said, I always use it as an example, but maybe you're tired of just doing the same thing every day, going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home. You know what I mean? Doing the same thing every day. Maybe you're just ready for something new, something different. And I think that's what this is. All right. Your motivational message from your spirit guides: find your ways to fill your cup. Be self full. Follow your heart and always trust your intuition. Go deep within, find your triggers, and address them one by one. Self healing is the best healing. Only then can you offer the best version of yourself. All right. And that's why you're being asked to check in, because it's time for you to find your triggers and address them. Maybe that's what you have to sacrifice. Maybe there are certain things about yourself. Don't forget you had that childhood memories under here. All right. Maybe there are certain things about yourself that need worked on. All right. And maybe those things are certain things that trigger you. Maybe I can't even get it out. Maybe there are just things that get to you, and you could maybe never understand why they get to you, but now you're seeing that it has a lot to do with your upbringing. It has a lot to do with your childhood. It has a lot to do with wounds that you just never got over. You never cleaned up. You just like, you know what? I just scrape my knee and get up and keep going. You didn't think about the infection or anything like that. You get what I mean? So I think whatever it is, it could be something that you were supposed to deal with a very long time ago, or something that comes back to your mind here and there, but it's something that needs to be worked on now in order for you to grow. Maybe that's why you're remaining stagnant. Maybe that's why you just feel as if, you're in a mental prison and you're just like, what is life anymore? You get my drift here? So, bottom of the deck, if you find yourself stuck in a situation you're unhappy with, ask yourself, why are you still there? Is it fear of the unknown? Leaving toxic situations or people can be the best thing you can do for your soul and your spirit. So be fierce. So it's a toxic situation, a toxic person. It's something that you're walking away from. It could even be an old mindset. Maybe your old mindset was toxic. I'm just saying. You got to look at it how you look at it, but only you know what you have to reassess. Only you know if you're at where you want to be at. Can't nobody force you to do this. Can't nobody force you to do that. I mean, people can, but you shouldn't allow people to force you to do anything. All right? If you want to do it, do it. Don't wait for somebody else's validation. Just do it. There are certain things about you that you got to work on. You know this. All right, so take some time out of your day, reassess what those things are, find out the things that trigger you, find out the things that make you happy, find out the things that make you angry, upset, hurt, whatever the case is. Find out what those things are so you can deal with them, because clearly those your emotions could be the things that are just holding you back. Not necessarily other people, but it could just be your emotions. All right? All right. Be sure to have an awesome day. And let's try that again. That is your guided motivational message for the day. If you are feeling the vibes, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you can always be notified of those future episodes. Also, be sure to tune back in here with me tomorrow morning to get your daily dose of motivation. All right. In the meantime, between time, boss babe, boss babe, boss babe, need you to stay focused. All right. You got this. Things are moving in your favor. All right, but I do need you to take some time out of your day and literally just jot some things out, even if that means getting a daily journal. I know how that may sound, but hey, you can do it on your phone. You can use a pen and piece of paper. You can even do it on the computer. Microsoft has free Microsoft Office, and you can type in your daily journal every day. You get what I mean? But literally start jotting things down, asking yourself, why am I angry? Why am I sad? How is this person helping me? Is this person holding me back? Am I holding me back? Like, really find out why you feel the way that you feel. It really helps because you can go back, you can read it, and you be like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe I was feeling like that, or I can't believe I was going through that, or you know what I mean? And you'll see your growth. All right? All right. Be sure to have an awesome day, and I'll be sure to motivate you later.